I found out something very interesting the other week. And it was something that I never thought I'd ever hear from the mouth of Retro Games Party's very own James. And that was there's a game out there that he doesn't get. That he's not very good at. That he just finds, in his own words, too hard. And this is the guy that I have watched cane things like Donkey Kong, Tempest, Battlezone, you name it. He can stand in front of a cabinet and bump. He's, not so much beaten it, but mastered it, certainly. When I found out that there was one game that he doesn't know very well and he doesn't play very well, so I get the impression kind of runs away screaming like a girl when you mention it, I thought I've just got to cover this game because it turns out it's a game that I'm personally really good at, due to the fact that I probably spent most of the summer of 1992 playing this game. And I'm sure you're dying to know, what game am I talking about? Well, the game in question is PushOver. Yes, hello, it's me, Ben, back for another Retro Ramble, and we're doing PushOver this week. PushOver was first released on the Amiga in 1992, and released by Ocean Software. Now, it was a bit of a unique thing at that time, because this game was tied in with a well-known product. And it was the first of a small flurry of games that would be doing similar. You would have Zool, which was tied in with Chupa Chups Lollies in the early part of 1993, and of course most famously James Pond 2, codename Robocard, released at Christmas 1992, which was tied in with Penguin. And PushOver was tied in with, well, I'll tell you what, here's the intro, you can see for yourself. So yes, Colin Quaver, walking through a field, trips over and drops all his quavers down an anthill. And all of a sudden he finds an ant who can talk, who famously exclaims, "Hello, Captain!" and proceeds to jump on down the anthill to rescue said quavers. The game itself is a bit of a puzzler. What you have to do is you have to move some dominoes around so you can open a door. It sounds dead simple. And here it is for you to see for yourself. And they're just the early levels. The later levels get exceptionally more difficult. I mean, these things just go on and get more and more grueling and more sadistic. I can remember being a kid and spending a good couple of days on just the one puzzle because it used to drive me mad. I never finished the game. Really like this game, but this is what I was saying at the beginning. PushOver was a simple game to master, but a monster to beat, and it's amazed me that James has never been able to get his head around it. But what's even more weird is, since I found this out, more of my friends have turned to me and said, "Oh no, PushOver was a monster, I couldn't play it." And yeah, I've struggled a bit playing it recently to record this video because I've not played it for a good couple of years, but I wouldn't say it was difficult in the sense of learning curve. It's quite easy to pick up. You've got these dominoes, you've got dominoes that will make things disappear, dominoes that will split in half, dominoes that will make things appear like bridges and whatnot. So once you've got that mastered, it's a case of just solving the puzzles. And as all good games do, PushOver got a sequel a couple of years later, called One Step Beyond, which was of course accompanied by the madness track of the same name. Now, I've never played One Step Beyond, so I'm not going to talk about it here, but I will probably do a video about it at a later date once I've had a chance to play it. PushOver hasn't been remade, but it's certainly been re-released on both the PC and the Open Pandora handheld gaming console. Both versions are the Amiga version, but they've been written with wraparounds that will allow them to work on the same system without you having to mess about with emulators and what have you. So yeah, PushOver is just fantastic. I love it. It's a great game, and it's certainly responsible for me breaking one joystick. Thank goodness I had generous parents that bought me the one for Christmas that year. And that pretty much sums up PushOver. I hope you've enjoyed my little ramble, and also a little apology to James. Sorry I've let out your gaming kryptonite, but don't worry, we won't tell anybody else. Now next week is a little different. As regular viewers will know, I will usually give you a clue and then play out with the music from next week's game. But as I just said, next week is a bit different, because I'm actually going to tell you what we're doing next week. So there'll be no music from next week's games over the outro. I haven't decided what I'll put in, but I'm sure it'll be something cool. What I'm doing next week is those games you played at school. Now, if you're like me and James, and you went to school in the 1980s, you invariably had a BBC Micro. And every so often you'd get lumped in front of the computer by your teacher and a disc would be put in, and you'd sit there and you'd play these games with educational undertones. Be it Granny's Garden, Dragon World, or the famous Oregon Trail. And next week we're going to have a look at them. And you'll also get to see the first ever time I've played Oregon Trail. To say interesting is just putting it politely. Well, until then, have fun, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. And don't forget, if you haven't already, press the subscribe button so you can get notifications and whatnot about our latest videos. And if you've already done that, you're not off the hook. Down there, that thumbs up thing, give it a press, give us a thumbs up, you know you want to. And also, leave a comment, start a discussion, tell us what you think, tell us if we've got anything wrong. Because it's not us that's wrong, it'll be you that's wrong. But, you know, it's a free country, you can say what you want. Bye.